All right, let's talk about something that's been eating at me ever since I heard this conversation floating around NBA media circles. There's a debate right now about which player is going to be the first one in league history to cross $1 billion in career earnings. $1 billion, with AB. And before I even get into who they're talking about, I need you to sit with that number for a second, because it tells you everything about where this league is heading financially. The NBA just locked an 11-year media rights deal worth $77 billion, spread across NBC, Peacock, ABC, ESPN, and Amazon Prime. That money doesn't just disappear into a vault somewhere. It flows straight into the salary cap, and the salary cap is exploding. We are getting dangerously close to a world where a single player signs a contract paying him $100 million in one season. Let that sink in for a moment. Now here's where it gets personal for us as Knicks fans. When people started throwing out names for who might be the first billion-dollar earner, guess who was in the conversation? Jalen Brunson, the reigning finals MVP, the captain who just ended a 53-year championship drought in New York, the guy who is, right now, the most important basketball player in this city. And he wasn't mentioned, not because he isn't good enough, not because he isn't a superstar. He got left out of that billion-dollar conversation because of decisions made years before anyone knew how great he'd become. Think about his path for a second. Brunson wasn't a lottery pick. He wasn't even a top 30 pick. He came into this league as a second-round afterthought, signed a rookie deal that paid him something like $1.5 million a year on average, pennies compared to what top picks were making. And then, when he finally got to the point in his career where he could cash in, what did he do? He left money on the table. Willingly. He signed an extension with the Knicks in 2024 that gave up real earnings, somewhere in the ballpark of $37 million in actual value, so that this front office could have the flexibility to build a real contender around him. And I want you to think about how rare that is in professional sports. Every single day we watch stars chase every last dollar, chase max contracts, chase supermax extensions, and nobody blames them for it. Careers are short and the money is real. But Brunson looked at that math and decided something else mattered more. He wanted to play without the weight of a max contract hanging over every possession, without worrying that one bad injury could tank his next payday. He wanted to give the front office room to build. And because of that sacrifice, the Knicks front office, which I'd argue is as sharp as an entire league right now, had the cap space to fill out a championship roster around him. 53 years, guys. 53 years without a title in this city. And it took a homegrown captain willingly taking less money to finally get it done. If that doesn't make you want to run through a wall for this guy, I don't know what will. That's the kind of loyalty and sacrifice that should be talked about for years. And yet, when the cameras turned to billion-dollar conversation, his name wasn't even brought up. That honestly makes me a little angry, because this man rewired his entire earning potential to bring a championship to New York, and the national conversation just skips right past him like it never happened. Now, before you get too upset on his behalf, let's be real about something. Brunson is not walking away a loser financially. He's the king of New York now. That title alone opens doors that no contract number can measure. Endorsement deals, brand partnerships, the kind of citywide adoration that turns into generational business opportunities long after the playing career ends. New Yorkers do not forget who brought them a championship. He will be taken care of for the rest of his life in ways that a few extra million on a rookie scale footnote could never match. So don't feel too bad for him. But it does sting a little that the billion-dollar spotlight found other names before it found his. And speaking of other names, here's the part of this whole conversation that really gets under my skin as a Knicks fan. Before people started debating who might hit that billion-dollar mark, the name that kept coming up over and over again was Luka Doncic. And look, I get it. Luka is an incredible offensive talent. Nobody's arguing that. But the moment his name comes up, my mind goes straight back to draft night 2018, and honestly, it still makes my blood boil a little, because here's the thing people forget. That same draft class gave the Dallas Mavericks both Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson, 3rd overall pick and 33rd overall pick, same franchise, same draft. That might be one of the greatest single draft hauls in NBA history. Two guys who would go on to become finals MVPs and franchise cornerstones, both wearing the same jersey at the same time. And what did the Mavericks do with that gift? They let one walk out the door because the front office got distracted chasing a big name to pair with the other one. And then they turned around and traded away the other superstar for an aging piece with a long injury history. I mean, come on. You had lightning in a bottle twice in the same draft class, and it slipped through your fingers on both ends. One superstar got traded away in a move that still doesn't make basketball sense to a lot of people watching from the outside. The other superstar simply wasn't valued enough to keep around because the front office was too busy searching for his replacement to notice what they already had. Meanwhile, both of those guys are now out there playing at an MVP level for other franchises, and one of them just delivered a championship to a city that waited more than half a century for it. If you're a Mavericks fan, I genuinely feel for you because that's a gut punch that doesn't heal fast. But if you're a Knicks fan like me, this is exactly the kind of story we should be shouting from the rooftops. Our captain wasn't just good enough to be a first overall pick in disguise. He was good enough that another franchise's mistake became our franchise's championship. That's not luck. That's a front office that actually knew what it had, and a player who was willing to sacrifice for something bigger than a paycheck. So here's my question for you, and I actually want to hear your answer in the comments below. Do you think Brunson eventually gets that billion-dollar conversation once these new national deals and cap numbers really kick in over the next several years? Or does his early sacrifice end up costing him that historic milestone, no matter how great he becomes? Drop your take in the comments. I read every single one of them, and I want to know if you're with me on this, or if you think I'm being too hard on the people leaving him out of the conversation. If this video got you fired up even a little bit, do me a favor and hit that like button before you scroll away. It genuinely helps this channel grow, and it tells me you want more breakdowns like this one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We cover everything Knicks, every single day, contracts, trades, roster moves, all of it. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop a comment letting me know what you want covered next. Until next time, this is your Knicks Breakdown. And as always, let's go Knicks.